Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It's Monday, so happy Monday. Welcome in a new week where Juventus will not play once, but twice. One time versus Nantes in Europa League on Thursday, and then we wait until Sunday to play Matchday 23 versus Spezia without Gleison Bremer, that yesterday had a yellow card and he will be suspended. Millimetric win, this is how I call it, because yesterday three main events are going towards the definition of millimetric win. We had to wait the watch of the referee Fabri to tell us that the ball crossed entirely the line to celebrate the goal of Adrien Rabiot, the goal of Juventus that was giving us the lead. That celebration arrived immediately to the goal of Dusan Vlahovic, the 2-0 that could have closed the game. His 10th goal this season, 9th in Serie A, the first one versus Fiorentina, his ex-team. Unfortunately, the millimeters are taking away the joy of the Juventini, and we had to wait the end of the game, suffering because of our own way of playing, parking the bus, because that's what we did yesterday. Well, we had to wait the end of the game for that joy to be given back to Juventus, also there because of millimeter offside of Fiorentina. Luckily, because otherwise it would have been 1-1 and we would have been here blaming Juventus because it was our own fault. This is not acceptable. Yesterday we won, yes, and I'm happy, yes, because this is all that matters, especially in that situation, but we have to do better. We can do better. We have to do better. We'll speak today about that magic trio up front that was not that magic yesterday. Speaking about Max Allegri that was pissed off and really mad with a supporter from the stands. Before opening the front pages, please put a maximum of like if you want to help support the channel, because YouTube at the moment they are pushing the shorts a lot and the longer format video are a bit behind. So if you want to beat that algorithm, if we want to have a maximum of view, put a maximum of like, subscribe if you didn't yet. Now we open Gazzetta dello Sport. Not too much speaking about Juve, of course not. The win of yesterday was absolutely not important. Let's focus on Conte and Pioli, the game of tomorrow in Champions League. No, Juventus not a lot. Well, at the end they are speaking a bit about Juve. They are saying Juve Muso Max, the Muso, the short snout of Max Allegri, referring to that 1-0 win. We go with Tutto Sport. They're speaking about the naughty Juve, cattivissima Juve, because we can say whatever we want. Yesterday the guys were naughty. They wanted that win. They played with Grinta. Unfortunately, that Grinta was absolutely not paired with skills, with beautiful offensive football, because it was an ugly performance. It was not a beautiful performance. If we have to go with 100% way of playing, we played maybe how much? 15% well of that entire game. Absolutely not enough. Corriere dello Sport is going with another title, L'Arrampicata, a word that not a lot of people have probably heard in their life. What does that mean? The climbing, L'Arrampicata, climbing Juve, where, well, at the moment we are at -1 of Europa. Europa with the competition that is called Confederation Cup, the one that Roma won at the moment with 16 games to play in Serie A, -12 of the Champions League zone, which is really far away at the moment, especially because we are in between two different realities. We are in between the reality of the points we made on the field, like Szczesny saying, every morning I'm waking up and I'm watching the Serie A ranking with Juventus at 44 points, where we are second in the league. I would even add 46, but that's another discussion. And we are also in between the fantasy of the sporting justice. Why am I saying fantasy? Because we have absolutely no idea if this -15 points will be given back to Juve, if they will add more penalization points for another investigation. I have no idea where we are. And I really believe that this is really difficult for Juventus to deal with at the moment. We don't know. We don't know how to motivate Juventus. So, well, how I am at the moment living Serie A is game after game after game. I'm analyzing the game of Salernitana as an isolated game. I'm analyzing the game of Fiorentina as an isolated game. I will analyze the competition of Europa League as a competition, because at the moment there is nothing they can do to us. So the game of yesterday, we start with that 3-4-2-1. A 3-4-2-1 that we were all happy to see on the field, because Max Allegri gave us the surprise to align for the very first time this season the magic trio up front, the one that we were all waiting for. We had to wait until the 12th of February to see them playing for the very first time together. Chiesa, Di Maria, Vlahovic. Well, Was it a success yesterday? No, it was not a success, especially if we know that at the end of the first half, Dusan Vlahovic touched only 10 balls, absolutely far from what we want from that magic trio. If we know that Federico Chiesa was not in his best form, with only shining Angel Di Maria, that was yesterday was again fantastic. What a class. What I appreciated the most from Angel Di Maria was him silencing all the haters with his celebration when the goal of Adrien Rabiot was convalidated, when he was allowed. Him going on his knees, celebration like that was just fantastic. You know, just to silence a bit the people that said he came just for the World Cup using Juve. No, this is not what yesterday Angel Di Maria was showing us anyway. 3-4-1, where Juventus for the first 23 minutes looked really chaotic, really bad. I tell you the truth. I saw a lot of time Juventus playing bad. I saw a lot of time Juventus going with 5 men in defense, waiting, giving the possession to the opposition team, which I don't like. Of course I don't like it, but I can understand it. I can appreciate that there is a tactical plan, that there is some organization, that they are doing what they are asked to do. But yesterday I saw a team that was totally split, totally confused, not respecting any roles, that were a bit lost in the first part of that first half. Totally lost, where Fiorentina, they have put Biraghi on Di Maria, man marking him. He was totally not able to receive the ball, so Juventus is going only on the left side. But Fiorentina was doing also fantastically there, because with 2 men they were blocking every possible way of passing the ball to Kostic. 55% or 56% at that 23rd minute, only going there on the left side, forgetting about that right side because Di Maria was totally blocked. When I was watching when I was live yesterday, when I was watching the game, I said, if we continue like that, it's really hard because we are so predictable. We need to change something, or centrally or on the right side, but something has to change, otherwise we will never unlock it. Well, it's not a mystery. At that particular moment, Max Allegri understands it and he's changing. Was he watching Twitch or was he watching the Opta documents? I don't know, but he understood it and he changed. Di Maria with Chiesa. Why? To stop with the man marking of Biraghi to Di Maria and to give the possibility to be unpredictable, going on the right, on the left and centrally. And that's what Juventus is doing. It's not a mystery that first cross is coming from that right side for Kostic, that is going wide, and then the goal, the really first goal of the game, the one that was allowed, the one of Rabiot, is really coming from a cross on that side, from the right side for the header of Adrien Rabiot. So if I want to praise yesterday Max Allegri, I praise him for 2 things. I'm praising him for, 1, the way that he played the team, because for me it was really smart also to put Fagioli on the bench to have a substitute, but also to play that magic trio, and especially to understand the difficulty on the field of that first half, changing and giving Juventus for the remaining 25 minutes of that, or 20 minutes, 22 minutes, giving Juventus actually a much better first half. The problem is that we have also a second half that was absolutely not great. We don't play really well. We give again the dominance of the field to Fiorentina. We give them the ball possession. They are going up and up and up. We wait. We are able to score that second goal that is disallowed. That was probably giving actually Vlahovic confidence even more. That was giving Juventus more confidence. Was it deserved? I don't know. We were not playing really well. But from that moment on, we sub off Vlahovic, and what are we doing? Well, we play in the back and we wait. And I said it, we will not be able to go towards the end of the game, towards the 90 minutes, without conceding a goal. It will arrive, and that goal arrived. Luckily for Juve, luckily for us, Juventini, that goal is correctly disallowed. For an offside, I would say, if the offside was not there, it was for a big foul on Locatelli, that the referee apparently he didn't want to judge. Luckily, that offside is giving Juventus justice, because that 1-1 for a goal that was cancelled to Vlahovic would have been really disgusting. Anyway, especially if we are speaking about a red card that is missing for Bonaventura. First for the big foul on Di Maria, he received the yellow, and then a few minutes later, totally ignored by everyone, and he didn't receive that second yellow card that would have said Fiorentina with 10 men. Anyway, this is something totally different. Confused Juventus, and on the other hand, I understand why Max did these changes. Do you remember in press conference he said, I don't know if we are ready to play with 3 up front. It's not a casualty that these 3 were changed. Vlahovic, Chiesa and Di Maria. The 3 of them were out of the field. Why? Because of lacking of energy. The good news is that we see the Di Maria approaching these 90 minutes. Yesterday he played 10 minutes more than versus Salernitana. Chiesa is growing, but he needs to do better, but it's totally normal. It's coming from an ACL, so we will have tops and flops. Flops is a big word. Top and normal performances from Federico Chiesa. Vlahovic is growing. Yesterday, the problem is, again, it was cancelled by Milenkovic, and it's not the first time. They really know how he's playing. They really know how to cancel him from the game, because that's what they did. One time they give him the space and he scores, showing that he is a strong player, showing that he is a phenomenon, showing that he's worth the price that we spent for our number 9. Anyway, Max is changing them, and the players that entered didn't give any answer. We were speaking about Keane, that was a disaster with all the goals that he missed in front of the goal. Paredes, I don't want to see Paredes anymore. Anyway, the only thing why Paredes is entering is to give some experience, to hold that ball, to not lose that ball, and paying attention, managing the moment that is really difficult for Juve. What is he doing? He's giving an assist to Fiorentina. Luckily, they didn't score. And then we had Fagioli that entered, but unfortunately, not a lot of time at his disposal with a Juve that was parking the bus. So difficult to judge the performance of Fagioli. But the changes didn't help yesterday at all. Is it because of the men? Is it because of the way that we were playing? I don't know. I believe that the trio to be out was a correct decision. Probably, I don't know, a mistake to the men, to Allegri sending a sign that we have to defend. I didn't appreciate it. I understand that we were in difficulty, but we had to solve that game much earlier. We couldn't stop at the 1-0 of the first half. We had to continue, and this is what I'm expecting from our beloved Juventus, which we were not able to do yesterday. Anyway, if we continue after all this speaking about how we play and so on, I want to go to individualities. One, because Totosport is speaking about Locatelli being the man of the match. I don't agree with that. You know that I love Locatelli. I praised him so much the last 2 games. Yesterday he played a solid game, a good game, and I would say man of the match defensively. He was everywhere. He was blocking every possible passes from Fiorentina with sliding tackles, with interception. He recuperated so many balls. The problem was from the moment that Juventus was able to recuperate that ball, disaster. He had 40% pass accuracy in opposition half. He goes around the 70% total pass accuracy of the game. This is absolutely not what I'm expecting from a Locatelli. When I'm praising his games and he's being precise with passes, yesterday he didn't show it. Yesterday we played with a 3-4-2-1, 3-4-1-2, call it however you want, with the position of Di Maria. It can only work if you have a team, a Locatelli, that is playing higher on the field, not dropping back, because you are actually creating some chaos. And this is what happened yesterday with his heat map, where you see that he's really, really defensively. Anyway, this was about Locatelli. I want to speak about something totally different now. A second, I want to speak about Max Allegri, that was pissed off with a supporter at a certain moment. I saw mixed comments on the channel, with people that are saying Max was totally right, with people that were saying no, he had to blame himself. He has to blame himself. He has to scream against himself because he's offering a really, really poor show, which is true. He's not offering a beautiful football at the moment. I said it last time when Cecilio entered and where the people were whistling him that I was totally against it. I repeat it today. You are absolutely not allowed to start whistling your players that are playing at the moment in a moment of difficulty. Yesterday, Max, he was not angry because of the insults that he is receiving, because he receives every day millions of insults online, but also in the stadium. People are against him. He's never defending himself. He's going okay. But from the moment that the players are touched, yesterday he went really angry, because he said it in a moment of difficulty like that, the stadium should be their 12th man. We should support our team, supporting them to do better, to show that we are next to them, because nobody on earth is next to Juve at the moment. Everyone is against Juve. If you want to whistle after the game, after a bad performance, after a loss versus Monza, Napoli, even a draw versus Atalanta, go and whistle. This is your right. But insulting players on the field because they miss insist a control like Keane, like De Sciglio, like Paredes, like whoever you want, is absolutely not the right thing to do at that moment. And that's why Max Allegri yesterday, he defended his player. I would love to see a bit more of us defending our team, our beloved Juventus, because if we are not doing it, and if we are playing against and insulting our own people, well, guys, we are just adding heat, and the anti-Juve world will become even stronger. We will be totally isolated, totally alone, like Vlahovic yesterday on the pitch. On the other side, you have other supporters. Not all the supporters were whistling and insulting. You have a great support that is in the stadium as well. Yesterday we saw beautiful, really beautiful banners outside of the stadium with "Insieme per tornare grandi," together to come back stronger, to be big again. Beautiful support from the stadium. I'm listening, I'm hearing also the chants that are back in the stadium like we didn't see since so many years. Thank you for listening to me. Let me know your comments on a really awful Juventus that, thanks to Millimetric decision, was able to win 1-0 versus Fiorentina. Now, focus on Europe, because Thursday we have to win versus Nantes. Grazie, forza, Juve.